Let's start by understanding how policies, laws, and regulations show up in our daily lives through something familiar: our lunch trays. It may sound strange at first, but the food you eat at school can be directly shaped by public decisions. Let's see how. We begin by asking who decides what is on the tray. In many parts of the world over the last few decades, doctors and health professionals began noticing a rise in health problems amongst children and teenagers. Research had consistently linked these issues to eating habits. Too much processed food, too much sugar, few nutritious options and alternatives. Concerned about these data patterns, governments started asking an important question: how might we solve for these public health problems in the youth? Why choose the school cafeteria? Since schools impact millions of students every day, school cafeterias were chosen as one of the most efficient places to start making change. Now on to the process of P, L, and R. The first step is to establish a policy. A healthy food policy might set out a broad objective, for example, ensuring that students in public schools have access to healthier meals. The policy outlines goals, explores possible measures, considers the pros and cons of those measures, and establishes ways to monitor the progress of implementation. This is the big picture step. Step 2 is passing the law. This is where the government uses legislation, often in the Parliament, and transforms the policy intention into action. The law aligns specific actions with the policy, identifies who is responsible for implementing change. It also sets out penalties if those actions are not taken. Now the goal has become legally binding. What might the law say? In our case, the law might state that public schools cannot offer high-fat junk food, sell sugary drinks, or must replace soft drinks with fruit juice, water, or milk. This converts the policy goals into broad obligations that schools must follow. Step 3 is the regulation, the set of detailed instructions. Compared to laws, which are broad in nature, regulations are specific rules and guidelines. They mention which government agencies are responsible for implementation of the goals, such as departments of education or public health, and explain their involvement in detail. What could regulations require? Schools might be required to replace sugary drinks with water, milk, or fresh juice. Ensure that at least half of available foods are freshly prepared. Display nutrition information for school meals. This is where the fine print becomes visible. The trickle-down effect. How might you, as students, see this change in your schools? You might see that vending machines filled with sugary snacks might disappear. More water fountains could be installed. A salad bar might be introduced in the cafeteria, and fresh, seasonal meals might replace frozen options. That is the trickle-down effect of policies, laws, and regulations. From government discussions to your lunch tray, the impact becomes real. So, the next time you see a new rule or notice a change in your school environment, remember, policies set the goal. Laws gives authority. Regulations make it happen. And sometimes, it shows up in simple things, such as what's on your plate.
Follow Yconic on YouTube for more videos about the 4 forces shaping our future.